Thailand, arguably the two best regus in world sepak takraw. Vietnam's road to the final, they got the better of Myanmar in a really good three-setter that took place last night. Thailand dispatching Indonesia, although not without one or two problems. So there is a threat for Thailand. It's a very young regu that Thailand have put together. Drew Lilly alongside me in the commentary box. This is interesting. It's a new Thai team, and Vietnam have got a little bit of experience. This isn't a guaranteed gimme for Thailand.
It's not. Thailand got off to a slow start yesterday in their semi-final, found themselves 13-8 adrift. We've already seen they dropped a set as well to Myanmar in the group stages, so this Thai team is beatable. So if Vietnam can get off to a good start and vary their five-woman regu, anything's possible.
Players coming onto the court. Tell you this MC knows how to get people going. I tell you.
Regardless of the quality of the match, he's going to enjoy himself.
So Thailand will be in the red, Vietnam will be in the white. And it's a very, very youthful Thai regu. 17. She's the baby of the team, but even the oldest, Bunsita's only 22.
22 and not a great deal of experience. We're seeing there Bunsita on the right shaking hands. Tekong, who may be substituted at some point. Discussing who's going to start, who's going to choose which end.
What happens now is each team has 2 minutes just to get used to the court conditions. They've been warming up in the area outside. This is a really well up earlier on this year. And it is a made-for sepak takraw venue. You can play volleyball and other sports here, but certainly sepak takraw is what they were thinking of. And the idea was to invite the likes of Thailand and get the likes of Sudapon and Supawadi and Nipapon, Niracha and Bunsita coming down. I think they would have liked the superstars, but this team are proving to be just as capable.
Well, there's no Payom, there's no Darani, but that didn't stop them from cruising past Japan. And then, yes, as mentioned earlier, they dropped a set against Myanmar. They went 1-love down, only the second time that they had so much as dropped a set, but they still managed to come through, and they're very much the favourites for the final.
As we look at them, Sudapon Palang will be the starting Tekong. She is the number one. Nipapon played in the water carrier, as you've decided to call these fine athletes, the feeder. She's the scurrier around.
That's right, the captain, she won't be substituted at any point, and the starting striker is Supawadi Wongkamchan, who's very much made that starting berth her own. Very inexperienced, but she looks every bit as good as someone like
Tekong. She's the 17-year-old. Again, it's next generation. Thailand are looking at this competition to try and bring on the next generation of athletes. And Niracha, similarly, I haven't seen an awful lot of her, but she's the striker, but very, very competent, as we're seeing just in the warm. Kampol Tasit is the coach, and the team manager will be experienced Kromkrit. And again, always, Thailand are the standard bearer.
The Tekong, we've seen her before. She's a pretty much a known quantity, and she's not as famous as Wanwisa Jangkayen, but she's a known quantity. The other four, hardly any experience among them, and yet they come here other countries can only dream of.
Okay, so Vietnam will get their 2 minutes just to get used to the conditions. It's humid, it's warm. Their starting Tekong will be Tri To Hoi, who I know has impressed you. Thi Hen has only intermittently impressed you, and Thi Toi Lin is another one who you like. Drew Lilly, is that the best starting three for them?
It is, but the great thing is they have Nguyen Thi Han Gan on the bench and Trong Kyo Trin. And if they need to, we've seen there that they were taken to 3 sets on 2 occasions, and they managed to mix and match. They can bring on a totally different Tekong, and we'll see them warming up a bit later, and it'll be easier to explain. Here we're seeing Transitu conventional serving motion that we're seeing now. She's the one who's going to start, and there we have Jap Thi Hien, who is the midfield general, who came into her own in yesterday's semi-final. She looked a little bit nervous in the group stages but she was moving around, saving and setting a lot better. She seemed to have grown in confidence. The net, it will be Trantitui Lin to start off. She's been looking strong on spikes, but they do have two very good backups. The first one is Nguyen's service action, and it's totally different. It's no less effective, and it's also very difficult to defend when you're not used to the ball coming at you straight from 12 o'clock, to use a clock analogy. And then Trong Kyo Trin, who can come on and play at the net as well. She's someone different who can... It means that the coach has got a real strength in depth. He can use all, going to be able to keep them all fresh.
Trong Tui is the coach, and the team manager will be Le Tan Son. Vietnam, it's interesting, I was just watching them off court earlier on today as they came in. The number 12, she was the one who was going around talking to all the players, making sure they were all in the fit state of mind. So she's the team leader. Listen, the MC is going to take over and give us the official team announcements, and then we can get down to the business of the women's Regu final. Official team announcement. And Vietnam, they have the firepower, Drew Lilly, to maybe take Thailand all the way. We've seen that this Thai Regu, because of their age, they can be vulnerable. And there's experience in this Vietnam. There's a chance.
They're missing Luthi Tam, who broke her leg in an awkward fall. She's a striker, and she fell awkwardly on her leg and snapped it in a terrible accident. But they've got 5 people they can count on. And if they can get off to a quick start, then we've seen that Thailand can lose a little bit of confidence. So particularly since they're so young, quick start is absolutely critical for Vietnam.
The teams will be introduced to the great and the good of world. So the players will go down the line, and I'm sure the players don't really want this. They just want to get on with it. They've done the warm-up, they've got the limbs loose, they're meant occasion. Exactly, yes.
We're seeing the Secretary General of ISTAF, the International Sepak Takraw Federation, Dato Halim Abdul Kader, there with Tofik alongside him, who is one of the match officials. Vinu Ramadas, who is the takraw to the world and helping it to be broadcast all around the world, and of course the Minister for Sports for Myanmar, U Tin San.
Yes, U Tin San. They're putting an awful lot into their sport here in Myanmar. This whole complex that we're here, there's a brand new football stadium which has got a wonderful athletics track at either end and full of athletes. There's 4 or 5 training venues. There's a beautiful swimming complex nearby. There's archery, there's rugby even. They're certainly putting money into resources for sport on Myanmar. and their under-20 football team have just made it to next year's under-20 World Cup finals. So certainly it's something that they're the likes of Thailand and Vietnam to come here for international tournaments such as ISTAF. And the facilities have been excellent, the welcome has been very good. Now, I think the only thing they'd want is a Myanmar team in the final rather than Vietnam or Thailand, but it's Vietnam versus Thailand, and this for the early lead in the Super Series standings.
Early lead is going to be crucial in this match as well. Vietnam need to get off to a very, very fast start. We say that any time anyone plays Thailand, but if you can catch them early, it's even more difficult now that it's first to 21 as opposed to first to 15 points.
Baradin, the man in the middle. Tu Hoi, the Tekong, and Tri Toi Lin, who's the striker. She's the one who'll be diving, some back spiking over the net. Bunsita is the setter-upper, Sudapom, the lefty Tekong, and Supawadi with the supersonic flying efforts. I think Thailand who won the toss, and Vietnam will be the team to serve first. And so this is an opportunity for Tri Toi Hoi just to try and get a little bit of early superiority for Vietnam. Perfect start.
59 kilometers per hour, which is reasonable pace, but it was more the direction in between the opposition feeder and Tekong.
Two out of two. Supawadi got to the pitch of the ball, but just couldn't keep it off the floor.
This is an excellent start because you're expected to lose more points than you win on service, because you're serving up the ball to the opposition, and then their own service is big, particularly since Thailand asked Vietnam to start.
Bunsita, save set. Supawadi spikes, but under intense pressure from Tilin.
Imagine if that could have been a 3 for their block, but it'll be difficult to block those roll spikes. Rolling over there, Supawadi.
Jap sets well, but the block from Supawadi.
Didn't she enjoy it? But well she might, because Vietnam there had a chance to save, set and spike, but look at that for a block. The leg stretched out perfectly, cushioned off the thigh, and it bounced into the open court. 2-all.
Bunsita, Supawadi, super point.
The Vietnam players got in each other's way a little bit there, tried it over the other side of the net, and they're really going to have to get close to the net if they're going to block the roll spikes of Supawadi.
Great three-point landing. Causing Thi Hien to almost do the splits, trying to keep it off the floor.
Well, how about that? They look at the swerve on that, absolutely amazing. A curve ball or a knuckle ball, it goes left, it dances left and right.
2-love start becomes a 4-2 deficit. That's how it is against Thailand.
A 3 for Thailand there, 3 for 3.
Supawadi. Well played. Cute little header at the net from Toi Lin.
It was a great save from Trantitu Hoi. That was the main thing. It was a wonderful spike from Trantitu Hoi. Did her defensive work very well and kept the ball alive. Yes, it wasn't Bunsita who was setting up for her, it was Sudapon Palang who had to go all the way back and try to do a set, but it was above the Tekong circle as opposed to right above the net. So, 2-love up Vietnam, 4-2 up Thailand, 4-all. So 3 services now for Thailand. Vietnam need to target winning 2 of them.
Sudapon scarcely believes it. Your naked eye, Drew Lilly, says what?
I watched the officials and Tate U from Myanmar just raised the hands straight away.
You avoided the question.
I'm not going to contradict a female line judge.
Jap sets. Open space for T Lin.
Roll spike there, rolled over underneath the outstretched leg of Supawadi, in between the leg and the tape. Wonderful accuracy.
Choi Lin straight into the body.
Well, I said they needed to target taking 2 points out of 3 on that set of 3 services from Thailand. They've taken all 3.
Indeed they have, from 4-5 to 7-5.
Not the best of defence there from Sudapon.
That's again a good effort from Choi Lin at the net. She's trying to block. Hasn't been successful yet, but she will be.
Trying to keep Supawadi off the score sheet is going to be very difficult. We see flying through the air there, landing perfectly on the right foot, ready to spring. Spike though.
Bunsita dealt with that spinning serve with such nonchalance.
Exactly. Team at the grand old age of 22, just had a birthday a month ago, but she's quietly taking care of business.
22-year-old veteran, Drew. What's the world coming to?
Exactly.
Oh, quality. Tie point. Vietnam wanted it to be out, but they're edging in front. But this is nip and tuck. Difficult to choose at the moment.
We just had 2-3, and all 3 of them came from Supawadi Wongkam-chan, the striker.
Point Thailand, service ace. The first for Sudapon.
And it was on a direct service as well, not one of her, but that one went straight for the back line. Ah, she's asked for a different type of toss. She's going to slice.
The spin on that ball, and good spot, brilliant spot. Surely it's a half-boiled egg, not a fully boiled egg when she slices.
A soft-boiled egg, there we go.
Soft-boiled egg.
Trantitui Lin quite slap it over, but it was as if she's alive to the danger as well, reading the signs.
Ah, 8-10's very...
Had there, and that was A, it stopped the rot, and B, it was an emphatic spike from Nguyen Thi Han Trantitui Lin.
Great camera, straight down the lens.
Excellent work from Bunsita as well, couldn't quite keep it alive.
Vietnam, 1 ace, 2 service winners, 1 fault, 6 serves in, 90% service rate percentage. It's good.
They're staying alive here, Vietnam. They're a couple of points adrift. They lost 5 in a row. Dragged it back to 9-10. This is another big one.
She had to make a lot of ground. She took 2 or 3 bases before launching herself mid-air.
She did. Bunsita set it up to the right rather than straight over the middle. But such is Supawadi's quality that also it's a roll. Seated takraw. It's footing the opposition, and oh, the look of frustration on Surapon Palang's face. But she now has 3 opportunities to get her revenge. How many sneaky services are we going to see? No call.
You're kidding me. Oh, they've got a point out of a point they shouldn't have got.
Japti Hien, frustration etched on her face. That was desperation stuff from Thailand. How on earth they kept this alive? Boon Si. And it's Trantitui Lin at the net who couldn't keep it alive. Look at that Boon Sita climbing up the advertising boards.
That's what the water carrier does. That's the midfield general that you talk about.
Unsung heroine there.
Followed by a good service winner to the good.
If Boon Sita hadn't scrambled halfway up the marathon boards there, then it would have been 11-all and a totally different proposition.
Absolutely.
Now, 20 seconds later, Thailand all smiles, 3 points clear.
Sepaktakraw.org if you want more information and news about this new sport. Well, this old sport being presented in a new way, because the old skills of the sunback spike are still there.
Tran managing yet another spike, having set it up for herself. She's 4 for 5 at the net at the moment, slightly behind Supawadi, who is 6 for 6.
She's now got 2 aces, has Thi Hoi.
The service winner, but the result was the same.
Why not an ace?
An ace it is, there we go.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Namaji. They scramble. That's the difference. They get scramble, but they should lose.
Exactly, the points that they've got no right to win, and then great play from all 3 of them, and the ball ended up a foot wide in the end, but they were chucking their bodies on the line there. But Vietnam dragged it back to 13-all.
It is 3 straight points. Vietnam, let's not forget, who were 19-12, 19-13 down against Myanmar and dragged it back into 19-all, 20-all before losing in the tiebreak. There's some guts in this team.
They're going to need to rubber the green there. That service didn't quite crawl over the net there from Trantitui Hoi. Thailand with the noses in front. Well, that was a real shame for Japti Hien there. Kept the ball alive. It's a great block from Supawadi. And then 1, 2, 3. If it hits the net, that's not a problem, as long as you don't touch the net and the ball doesn't touch the floor. But they were flailing away like a fish out of water there, desperately trying to keep it alive.
Service ace.
3 for you, 3 for me. 3 for you, 3 for me. Thailand dragged back, and then another 3 points in a row to re-establish the 3-point cushion. Vietnam in front.
It's not meant to go 3-3-3.
3 for you, 3 for me on service, but it's 3 points in a row each time, spread over 2 sets of service. It's amazing the way it's gone. Can Trantitui Hoi, the captain, win 2 in a row here?
Surapon, 2 out of 3.
It wasn't a superset from Surapon. She's not a setter by trade. Flicks it up there with her left foot.
Boon Sita. Surapon, scratch of the head from Thailand.
But the point has gone their way. That was so close. It was a wonderful attempt at a block there from Trantitui Lin. And then did she touch the net? Here with a back, with her hair.
Yes.
Oh.
That is an ace, number 3.
It is, and they needed that. They needed that. They still took 2 out of 3. Very close there. Oh, we see the tape there thudding and the ball changing into trajectory. Even Sudapon will be looking for some aces of her own on this set of 3.
Nicely disguised.
What I like there was the fact that Jap Thi Hien, we didn't quite see it there, but she knew what was coming and she got straight there to my service, picked it up off the ground, alert to the danger.
That's off the toe, Jap responds. It's a lovely roll spike from Tu Lin.
In this tournament, but there she knew exactly what was coming again. She was back on her heels, kept it up, set it up beautifully, and there we have the great roll spike from Thi Tui Lin. 17 all, 18-17, Vietnam have got their noses in front.
That went wrong. 18 all. You can ill afford mistakes like that when it's so tight. Not mistakes, it just wasn't there.
It was just the wrong people at the wrong time. You ended up having the striker setting and the setter. It's on the road to Mandalay.
Oh, it's out. No meter.
Well, in the space of 2 touches of the ball, it's gone from 18-17 Vietnam to 19-18 Thailand. 2 more services to come from the captain, Tran Thi Tu Hoi.
Bunsita, Super Wadi. A brave attempt at the block, 70 kilometers an hour. That was coming off the foot of Super Wadi. 2 set points for Thailand.
Well, about a minute and a half ago, Vietnam were thinking, this is it. All we need is 3 points. And then 3 points later, Thailand have done it.
And you can sense the disappointment, not only in the players, but also in the crowd. I think the Myanmarese would like Vietnam to push them close, 21-18.
Such a shame that the set ended with a couple of service faults from the captain, Tran Thi Tu Hoi. And they were so close. 18-17, they were battling at the net, scurrying around. They seem to have got a little bit of a read on Sudapon Palang's service as well. The death.
20 minutes this set took. Vietnam were always in it, but just at the business end, that's when Thailand produced the business, and they take it 21-18. Women's Regu final, first to, or best of 3 sets. First to 21 in each of those sets. Vietnam
We're going to see changes in Tekong and striker. So they've got the advantage of being able to rotate all the way through their squad. But what they're going to have to do is keep Supawadi quiet. She managed, they were seeing her desperately trying to do some defensive work, but she got 9 spikes in that first set, a couple of blocks as well, not blocking on that occasion. Good battle of the net between her, and 9 as opposed to 7 spikes. That shows why Thailand just sneaked it at the end.
Exactly. You look at these statistics from the first set: service winners, serve rate percentages, spike winners, spike rate percentages. Just a little bit better blocking, a little bit better defending, Thailand. That's why they've taken it by the narrow margin of 3 points, 21-18. But Vietnam, they're here to challenge this season in ISTAF Super Series.
Will be interesting to see if they do go for the complete and utter change in lineup. We've seen the 2 substitutes. They are warming up at the moment. Here's the coach probably trying to motivate his troops here because they were so close. 3 points from victory. If you want to get your noses in front of Thailand, do it when it's right at the business end of the set. But even then, 17 all, they win the point to go 18-17. You think that's a good time to take the lead. It's not too early. But 4 points later, Thailand had won it.
Hey, listen, you can catch us on facebook.com, ISTAF Super Series, ISTAF Super Series. I understand one or two people have got one or two problems with sepaktakraw.org, so contact us on twitter.com/sepaktakraw_IS. So, a live score, and I can tell you there's some live action because Vietnam are going to make 2 substitutions before the second set. I say that because we had an incident in the bronze medal match where such a substitution was counted as one of the second set substitutions. So, first, am I right?
Exactly. This is in between the first and the second. You can line up with whomever you want to in your starting 3 and then make 2 substitutions after that.
The egg slicer takes off the top and the ready bit goes out down the side of the court.
And this is the way we like to characterise Sudapon Palang's service, because other people do take a lot of pace off the ball, try and hit it with the sole of the shoe, but the way she does it is truly unique.
There is a wonderful case in point. I'll let you have the knuckleball example.
It is. Let's watch it. It goes left, right, left, right. It doesn't, it's not even a curve ball, it changes because you've got, it's like a wiffle ball, like left, right, left, right.
Yeah. That one just undercooked.
The soft-boiled egg. It's, you're going to get listeria if you undercook your boiled eggs, but it's almost like a corkscrew, isn't it? Call it the corkill if we like.
There is the change of tekong, and this is the windmill action that can be successful, but we've talked about it. It's so difficult to control because you haven't got your eyes on the ball when you're striking it.
Well, watch. She faces the ball. She's taken over the captain's mantle as well, and she'll spin away. Head down.
Bunsita to Supawadi. A good effort from...
That's right, so it's a different blocker at the net as well. We haven't seen her, she hasn't been able to spike yet. Trong Kutrin, but there, didn't quite come off. Here she is with the toss.
Oh, this isn't going to plan.
So let's run away with them a little bit quickly. Corkscrew from Sudapon Palang. But the windmill service here that looks absolutely wonderful, particularly when you see it on an ultra motion camera. She's gone a little bit too long there, Nguyen Thi Gan.
Oh. And the backspin on the ball, it's come back almost. It's
exactly, it's sort of the yo-yo. She can almost pick up the same ball and just serve it again and again.
It'll count as a point to Kutrin.
That gets her on the board with her first spike.
I don't think our Namaji statisticians are as generous as you are.
Well, she made a couple the other day, and they almost got into a little bit of trouble against Myanmar in the semis. She can, I mean, she falls in love with this. She's got 2 different types of services. She's got a powerful one, and then she's got the egg slicer or the corkscrew, and
when you get it right, it's like a taekwondo kick over the back.
It is, and that one went straight down there, 45-degree angle, no stopping it, right for the corner.
And the foot planted in the circle.
Look at the arm and the foot going down. Perfect symmetry, great camera work as well to watch that.
Leading 7-4, and the serve fault's identical to the second set score.
Well, she's made 3 faults already since she's come on, Nguyen Thi Gan. She tried to be a little too cute that time and go over to the right-hand side or the left-hand side as she's looking at it. I think she should just fire them at Bunsita. Or at Sudapon, or going away from the body. Not try and bring it all the way around, because that's almost impossible with this windmill motion. Just straight or to the right, and then get them in play, and it'll be very difficult to return.
Our movements don't register well for commentators. Bunsita, Super Wadi. 1, 2, 3, bingo.
Well, they had no right to win that point, Thailand, but they did. Incredible scrambling defence, and then great set from Bunsita, very, very close to the net. Look at that.
Good service ace. 5 aces, 3 service winners, 8 winners on the ace, 4 serve faults. That's a fair ratio.
And the great thing is she can go from that egg slicer to the powerful one. She's been saving them very well, but she was rocked back on her heels on that one. She doesn't know where the ball's going to come.
Jap read it that time. And a good little stamp.
They did very well there, because it's very difficult for Jap to keep the ball alive, and even if she does, she then has to bring it back away from the net to set it up back close to the net. Otherwise, there's just a crowd of bodies around the net, and the striker, Thong Kyo Trin, has no space to spike.
Bunsita, a stamp of approval.
Exactly, they're creeping back into this game, a rare error, if we can call it as such, from Bunsita. The set, she got it back to the net and she wouldn't take the 3 touches. Kyo Trin decided just to slap it back over disdainfully.
Bunsita, knee, Super Wadi, just gets through the block. Kyo Trin made a big back in front of her there.
It's a great save from Bunsita. That was fired in at her knee, and she missed the margins, crept onto the top of the tape, cannoned up and then down. An inch or so either way, that would have been point Vietnam.
Jap. That's 3 points in a row for Q.
A different one from Nguyen. She did a windmill, but it was also a sliced one rather than powerful, so that moved the Thai defence around.
Say 11-8.
It's tough. We're saying with Sudapon services, even if you manage to get them, which Jap is managing to do, you're so close to the net and the ball is spinning back towards the Thai side. It's difficult to create the space to be able to set and spike after that.
Point to Thailand. Jap just trying to slap the ball over the top of the net, just caught the net.
You can see it here, she kept it alive at the net, but Jap definitely touches the net as she comes on the way down.
Rueful little grin. Again, Vietnam hang in there by hook or by crook. They stay in the contest.
Pulled it back to within 3. They need 3 very good services here from Nguyen Thi Han Gan.
About that one, the judge says out.
It looked very close. Perhaps it was wishful thinking, hoping to get the... Yes, that's just long, isn't it? Very difficult to tell, but just long. And a shame, it's a 2-point swing. Instead of it being 10-12, it's 9-13. Curls away from Sudapon Palang. The replacement Tekong Nguyen Thi Han Gan, but that third one was adjudged to have just clipped the line. So we had a fault and then 2 aces, all or nothing, but she's got a team back to within 2 points. That's all you can ask of a Taekong, really.
Oh, the splits again from this time Kyu Trin.
Amazing.
The egg slicer works again.
Exactly. They know it's coming and just about get there, but and they even managed to, it was such a rotation on it.
Sudapon. Oh, magnificent. Super for that.
They had absolutely no right to win that point once again, but Sudapon Palang left and right. And the set was right by the net. Absolutely amazing. Look at where the ball came. Right by the net. And that is meat and drink for Supawadi, who sees the block coming from Kyu Trin, taps it over the top and said, hey ladies, and have pulled 4 points clear, and that means that Vietnam are going to take the first time out, I do believe, of the match. I don't think we had any in the first sets. They rattled through it.
Indeed.
Obviously there was no momentum to try to halt on either side. They were just so close all the way through, and 6 points from defeat. I don't think they're going to make any substitutions in this set, and they have two viable options in Trantituhoi and Trantitilin. Going with any changes, they want just more of the same.
Hey, we'd like your feedback on Facebook and on Twitter. Facebook, what you like, what you don't like, particularly about Drew. Jap sets. Save. Ay, 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 ay.
Bunsita is there going, look, I'm sorry, I hit it with the wrong part of my foot. Super Wadi get her out of jail there, and she had to take that Jap. There was no way she could have left that. It might have gone a millimeter wide, but there was no way she could risk not taking that.
Bunsita, this time perfection. The block is excellent from Kyu Trin.
That was a great set from Bunsita, and we were expecting it to be, but the best part of that was the block from Trong Kyu Trin. That's just the first one she's registered, but it came at a crucial time.
And an excellent serve, or of uncertainty.
To use a cricketing analogy. The thing is, she can't see where she's hitting it. She has to decide beforehand and trust that the toss will be good. But there she changed direction and split the two defenders.
That's error number 9. It's probably 4, 5 too many.
The thing is, she needs to trust herself, because twice there she's tried to go round to the right-hand side as we look at it on the screen, the right-hand side of the defence, and twice she's skewed it into...
One step forward, 2 steps back, because Palang, and it really is the Taekongs the difference.
And this one almost seemed to be the motion as the corkscrew or the egg slicer that she does.
The egg slice, like a knife through butter.
It is, and it's a knife to the heart of this Vietnam 3-1. You just want to hold your hand up and call foul, don't you? Say, no, no, this is not fair. No, I'm not going to allow this.
The men go for power, the women. Her 6th ace. Followed by a service winner to set up 7 match points.
Service winner, ace, service. And then bang, slice, bang.
Sudapon, Super Wadi, good block. Jap keeps it alive. Super Wadi. They take it 21-13.
How's about that for a way to win it? Usually you expect to see it on a flamboyant strike, but I love the fact that that was great on attack, and there she just showcased the other side of her game, and there we have it from Super Wadi.
Women's Regu final took 37 minutes for Thai owners inevitably, but Vietnam have pushed them close here. There are signs that this Thai Regu could be caught. Myanmar gave them a real battle in the group. Indonesia shocked them a little bit, and now Vietnam have given them a battle. But no matter the opposition, Thailand have taken this one in 37 minutes, 21-18, 21-13. And I think we're going to see some... It's largely down to Sudapon and how teams are unable to cope with the egg slicer.
Exactly, they did their level best in the first set. We're watching the first set highlights at the moment, scrambling defence from all three of them. They almost seem to get a little bit of a read on the service at one point, but we're going to see one of the faster ones there. They did manage, they lived with them, and they were first set, and then Thailand really managed to turn it around. We saw Supawati at the net. She was a great presence, but her opposite number, Tranti Tuilin, didn't back down. We obviously only saw her in the first set. In the second set, Vietnam decided to go with a total change of Regu almost, made their two substitutions very early on. Supawati was still the time around. Great defensive work. There we see Trong Kyu Trin taking the three touches. But how about that? Even when they were getting the ball back, putting up spikes of their own, Supawati was there. The wonderful egg slicer, trying to keep it alive. That was the incredible save with the top. And then we're probably coming up to the match point now. Kept alive. Great block from the replacement Tekong Kyu Trin, but an even better one to seal the deal. 21-18, 21-13.
Serve rate percentage 86% from Thailand. Spike rate percentage 89%. Spike winners 11, service winners 6. They only had 5 service faults compared to 9 to Vietnam. So a very impressive performance from Thailand. Vietnam deserve a lot of praise, but Thailand win the ISTAF Super Series final for women. And we can go down to Sonia Davison, who's got some courtside interviews.
We're here with the Vietnam team manager. How was your experience with the 3rd season of the ISTAF Super Series?
Yes, the first experience, I think you are make the Super Series the third is better than second and more better than the first, and everything is good.
Yeah, it was good. So what are your future plans for your team?
My future is next year we have target in SEA Games Singapore, and we give a chance for the new player, young player, like that.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing you, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sonia. Yes, next match is the Creme de Malaysia versus Thailand. Malaysia, a young team. Can they put one over Thailand? They have people back in Malaysia who'd love it. Thailand are the defending Super Series champions. The men's Regu, the final, comes up in just a few moments' time. Malaysia versus Thailand. Don't go too far away.